Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Let's play Alley of Blood. So I've said it before and I'll say it again, if you notice yourself in this match, please drop me a comment and say hi. Now I've been having a complete nightmare of a time with Alley of Blood on Wizard. This was actually my 5th match and I lost all the previous ones. If you don't have a barbarian on your team, you might as well not even bother trying, because that seems to be how it's going with Alley of Blood now. Although all classes and all players are leveled out fairly, barbarian is still OP like it is in Battleground. And yeah, if you don't have one on your team, you're basically just completely screwed, because you have no one that's going to be able to deal that kind of crazy damage like they do. So luckily for this match, I did have a barbarian on my team. I had one other match with a barbarian on my team, and all the other matches I was against barbarians, including one match where we were against 3 of them in one go. So clearly there's no class balance when it comes to Alley of Blood, so that doesn't work the same as Battleground. So because of the problem with barbarians in PvP at the moment, the specialist skill that I chose for Alley of Blood is Stone Hex, as this works against barbarians and it will actually freeze them in place. So it basically turns them to stone, hence the name Stone Hex. And yeah, this is what we're going to try and use to our advantage in Alley of Blood today. Now for build, I pretty much went back to basics here. So you can see I'm using Fire Disintegrate, I'm using Ice Crystal, Frost Field and Teleport as well. And this was my kind of like last attempt at a build that worked for Alley of Blood. I tried the build that I normally use in Shadow War, because obviously it's the same concept as Alley of Blood, and that didn't work at all. I tried my risky PvP build and that one did okay, but my team still didn't win. And then this build, it just means I can kind of stay away from my enemies, unlike just then when they all sucked me in with all their skills. So this build is pretty much, as I said, basic, and it's so similar to really old builds that I was using, obviously before Frostfield was actually even in the game. I don't know how many of you were playing when Frostfield didn't actually exist as a skill. But yeah, so I'm interested to see how this match will go. Because this, as I said, is like a really old school setup basically. But with this, I'm using 4 pieces of Agmets and 4 pieces of Grace, so this should help nicely with damage over time and hopefully get me some kills from that. And for legendary gems, I've also got Seeping Bowl and Viper's Bite equipped for the same damage over time effects. So two essences, I don't even know the right term, my brain is not working. 2 different poison effects that I can have active, as well as the burn effect from Agmets. So hopefully this build will pay off and will actually work a decent amount compared to my previous matches. I didn't do completely awful in the other matches. I just faced barbarians, like I said at the start, and it made it really, really difficult to even attempt at winning. I still tried my best in all those matches, but yeah, it wasn't the easiest at all. So let's just see how the rest of this match goes. Hope that we can get a win in, and yeah, see what happens. So the only reason I'm holding back right now is because I'm super low on life and I really want to rebandage before I continue trying to push forward a little bit more. I'm just trying to use my Stone Hex there, but I'm going to end up having to get too close to the players, I think, for it to actually work. So just going to throw Ice Crystal there and hopefully get some kills in. I don't know how I didn't get that kill then. I did definitely take that player down with Disintegrate, so maybe someone else had a damage over time effect on them, I'm not sure. But yeah, it didn't count as a kill for me for some reason. So we've now rebandaged, we'll push forward a little bit, and I'm getting instantly attacked by barbarians, but I launched Stone Hex and you can see that worked really nicely for me because I managed to take them down. And the reason I grabbed the health orb or health pool immediately there was because I didn't want them to not like take the damage, or for their gladiator to kick in and then for them to take all those health orbs. So I was just doing like something a little bit strategic there by taking those health orbs so they couldn't use them. And the other team is now pushing forward again. We have destroyed their first tower, and I believe one of my teammates was on the second tower, but I think they've either been taken down or they've just been pushed back again now. So hopefully we can actually win this one. It would be nice to have at least one win after 4 losses before this, as I said. But yeah, doing okay so far with the kills and with the progression through the battle.
An ally has perished. Triple kill.
So that was a little bit of a disappointing death. I was really hoping to take down at least one more of those players. But this is how we're looking so far. So not completely awful. We've got 5 kills, 3 deaths and 9 assists. So I'm quite happy with the assists there. It would have been nice to have been awarded a few more kills, but there we go. It just is what it is. And as I said, Wizard is kind of bottom of the barrel for PvP right now anyway. So that's kind of to be expected. I definitely have more fun playing PvP on my Necromancer at the moment. I just seem to have an easier time of it, even though that character is like 1,200 reso. It's absolutely ridiculous that it's easier to play PvP on that than it is on a 4K reso wizard, but there you go. It is what it is with that, I guess. So here we're pushing forward again. I feel a little bit like it's myself and this barbarian just pushing as much as possible. Now I am making sure to actually pick up some fragments this time, because as you know, when you've seen when you've seen Shadow War videos, there's been quite a few times that I've had kills and other people have taken my shards, and then I'm not getting that increased size, and I'm not getting that increased damage, which is really, really needed, especially in Alley of Blood when you're against such a small amount of players. You really want to be able to have as much damage as possible, because otherwise people are going to take you down and take your fragments as well. So it's important to try and get as strong as possible as early on in the match. So yeah, I just for once was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to collect as many fragments as possible. So we're on a nice little kill streak of 3, and hopefully this Crystal Heart shouldn't take us too much longer to take down. They have a Sacred Guardian in front of it at the moment, which means that we will take damage if we approach it too much. But one of my other teammates is also there waiting for my Disintegrate to recharge. But just like that, Alley of Blood was completed, and it was finally a victory for my team. Finally, honestly, I've had such a headache with this. So this is the overall result. So 8 kills, 3 deaths and 12 assists. And we had the 3rd score for Alley of Blood as well. Kind of disappointed that my score wasn't a little bit higher, but you can see my other teammate had a crazy amount of assists and only 1 death through the whole match as well. And funny enough, the Barbarian was top on our team for MVP, and the Barbarian on the other team was also MVP. Kind of interesting to see that, isn't it? Anyway, so I had a couple of other battles after this, and this is what the results looked like. As I said, I really haven't been enjoying Alley of Blood. I'm literally, as soon as I'm done with the event rewards, I'm not going to play it again. But that is it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.